All right, guys, this is how I lost around $4,000 day trading this morning on the S&P 500. Unfortunately, the win streak had to come to a close. We had been talking about it in the kick stream. I told my Goldman Sachs backdoor plug. He said that I had to take a loss soon. And unfortunately, it was because I got a little bit greedy today. But it is what it is. We can learn from this. Without further ado, let us jump right into this. So first and foremost, before we even get started, we have consumer confidence coming out at around 10 a.m. Eastern time. So I was going to wait for that news to come out. And unfortunately, well, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So without further ado, upon market being open, again, what are we going to be looking at? Right here, okay, we are going to be looking for either high time frame draws on liquidity or high time frame imbalances, and then from there we're going to scale down into the lower time frame, find lower time frame draws on liquidity or imbalances. Okay, so for me today, before market opened, the high time frame draws on liquidity were these highs right here and these highs right here. Okay, and then on top of that, my high time frame draws on liquidity to the downside were these lows right down here. That was on ES. Okay, and then on the 15-minute time frame, I didn't really have any low resistance draws on liquidity. However, we did have a couple imbalances that we had that were all filled but never provided a good reaction. So we can see we had these imbalances all within here, okay? So market opens, okay? We push through these low resistance imbalances, and again, I was waiting for news to come out on that 10 a.m. candle. So right around, right around here, boom, this was the 10 a.m. news candle. And as we can see, news came out, didn't affect the market that much. We ended up moving sideways. We moved swiftly through this imbalance, and price just continues to move up. So we pretty much disregarded all of those imbalances that we had marked out, but then boom, we come into the high time frame. Okay, we sweep out high time frame draw on liquidity, high time frame draw on liquidity. So what does that cause me to do? That causes me to scale down into the 5-minute time frame. Okay, we sweep this one. We get a little retrace. Okay, and again, as you guys know, I'm pretty much always going to look for a sweep of liquidity on the high time frame. I'm going to be looking for a 5-minute retrace. Okay, so we get that sweep of liquidity. We get a 1-minute break of structure, but then boom, chop, 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 chop. We don't get anything. Okay, and we don't get a significant move down, okay, and then on top of that, we don't get a decent retrace. However, right here, after taking out all of this, boom, liquidity right here, boom, liquidity right here, boom, liquidity right here, we finally get a significant move down. Okay, and then from there, we see this 5-minute doji candle form, and that's really what I took the trade off of. This, I saw this as like the 5-minute retrace. We come up. We take out these 1-minute highs in order to fill this 1-minute imbalance. And this was a lot later in the day at around 11:30. So again, got a little bit greedy here. Can't lie, got a little bit greedy. Okay, I put my stop loss above the starting candle of the imbalance. And again, like I was saying, I got greedy. That line that I had on there was originally my first take profit. And as you can see, it got hit, and I didn't take anything off at a 1 to 3 risk to reward. I didn't take anything off because I was so confident. My nuts had been dragging for the past couple weeks. I was so confident that these equal lows were going to get hit on this leg down, and then I saw this leg down, and I was like, it's going to happen. And it didn't. Ended up getting stopped out and ended up losing money. I didn't even move my stop loss to break even, which I really should have, especially after this first initial move down, especially after this move down as well. This was take profit 1, take profit 2 was based off of these lows, and final take profit was literally a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio. Again, I got pretty greedy on this one. Definitely some things that went wrong here. So first and foremost was, look at the time that I was trading. I was trading at 11:30. I should have been done. I should have stopped looking for trades for the day, especially after news came out and gave us choppy price action. What else? I should have taken partial positions off at my first take profit. I should have moved stop loss to break even. Definitely should have done that. On top of that, I think I got a little bit lost in my own analysis. And again, it takes a fucking real ass dude to get on here and admit where he's going wrong. I feel like not many people would be able to get in here, say that they lost a couple $1,000s and then talk about it. But here I am. Like the move was up for the day, right? We see this move up. I really should have understood that, but I was so stuck to that bias of like, oh, on ES, we didn't take out these lows and we moved past all these 15-minute imbalances. It has to react off of something, and it didn't react off of this high, so it's going to react off of this, and it did. But I got really fucking greedy with this. I wanted these equal lows. I was so set on that those equal lows were going to get hit, and I just got really ambitious and really greedy. The greed got the best of me today for sure, where I definitely should have taken some profits off here, unfortunately. So yeah, those are honestly the biggest mistakes. Was trading way too late in the day. On like that could have avoided all of this. Being too greedy, wanting more out of the trade than what honestly was offered. Like in reality, the very first take profit should have been the top, or should have been the bottom of this 15-minute imbalance right here, because we see sweep and then we see a break of structure and then prices legging up. Like that should have been my first thought. Okay. And I didn't take partial profits off here, so price moves down. On top of that, even more so, I should have moved my stop loss to break even. I was so committed and so married to the bias that these lows were going to get taken out for whatever reason. When I was in the moment, I was like, this just has to happen. And because of it, I could have saved myself from losing a couple $1,000s today. Instead, like even on these wicks, I was like, oh, it's just gonna stop. It's just gonna pop up into this imbalance up here, and then it's gonna go back down. It didn't. It did not. So definitely lessons to be learned today from this loss. Let's go over NASDAQ now. NASDAQ actually played out perfectly from our bias. Oh yeah, so again, I'll go over like what the overall bias was. On ES, I pretty much said, look, we have these high time frame lows down here. If we sweep these out, again, I'm going to be looking for longs, look for a 5-minute retrace first, and then we'll catch longs to the upside. Okay, since we had these 15-minute imbalances within here, I pretty much said, hey, if we fill in these 15-minute imbalances, I'm going to be looking for shorts. I'm going to be looking for a 1-minute break of structure, and then confluences based off of that. We never got that. And I also said, hey, we have an hourly high right here, hourly highs right here, 4-hour highs are right here. If we sweep those out, I'm going to be looking for, again, a sweep, a 5-minute retrace, and then 1-minute confirmation, which is technically what this entry was based off of, but it was just way too far in the day. There wasn't volume, and I should have managed positions here. So yeah, that was the outlook on ES. Now, moving on to NASDAQ. NASDAQ was honestly beautiful, except for the fact that the beautifulness happened before news. So that is the only downside to this. So our high time frame draws on liquidity were, boom, these 4-hour lows down here. Okay, and then on the hourly, we had these hourly highs right here, and also these hourly highs right here. So again, and then let's go into the 15-minute. 15-minute, we had similar 15-minute imbalances. As ES. So boom, again, overall bias coming into NASDAQ for the day was Okay, if we sweep out these high time frame, if market opens and we sweep out these high time frame lows, I'm going to be looking for a sweep and then a 5-minute retrace, which we actually got right here. And then I'll be looking for longs up until, boom, these 15-minute imbalances, and then boom. Like, these would have been the 3 take profits. Take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3. However, this happened before news. So we did have a sweep. We did have the retrace, but there really just wasn't enough of confluence to go long within here. All right, so yeah, as I was saying, like, where did news come out? Boom, on this candle right here. Do we see like much confluence? Yeah, we break structure to the downside and we get that 5-minute retrace, and then we break structure back to the upside, but then boom, we sweep this out. Like, there's just not enough confirmation. Yes, this right here was a good confirmation to go long, but at that point, my first take profit had been hit, and I was like, we might come back down. And then that's what ended up fucking me over. So yeah, NASDAQ had really awesome price action. Again, I said if market opens and we come down and then we get that retrace, boom, I'll be looking for it. But I didn't really even listen to myself because that setup was there. Anyways, NASDAQ comes up. We obviously fill this before news comes out. We fill this after news comes out. We take out these highs, we take out these highs, get a little relief down, filling back in to this imbalance, and then boom, chop our way on up after that. So yeah, losing day for me, definitely, like I was saying before, some things that I could have done to make myself not lose today. So definitely got a little bit overconfident there. I was making too many calls to Goldman Sachs and making too much bread. Once again, like I was saying, the market, when we get overconfident in the market comes in and humbles us, and I will say that I got overconfident. So it is what it is. There we go. That was the trade that I took for today. I'm going to go ahead and upload this. I love and appreciate you boys. If you guys aren't watching me on Kick every single morning, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing. Okay, I stream literally everything that I talk about in these videos every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So if you guys aren't watching that, you guys are missing out on like literally all of this information live, okay? So instead of watching this, you guys could be watching it live and actually taking advantage of it. And my arms are looking huge, okay? All right, boys, I love and appreciate you guys. Peace.